We've been talking about live-action Disney remakes for the last couple weeks, and although I will be moving on soon, there are a couple I really want to talk about. Treasure Planet and Atlantis will be up next, but first, I want to tackle one of my favorite Disney films, and one that is criminally underrated, Emperor's New Groove. The Disney film that is not only hilarious, but also has some great character growth and one of the best unlikable, likable heroes of all time. It seems like Disney, even up to today, has been making their way through cultures and places around the world in their cartoons. And although they've learned lessons and realized the fault in their ways, it needs to be stated that the film exploring another culture like this one, this is the cast. Pretty much the whitest people you'd ever find in Hollywood. I mean, David Spade. Now, I'm not going to say that they don't work in their respective roles, because of course they do, but it gives us an opportunity to rethink these roles and actually cast some actors of color. Now, Emperor's New Groove actually features the Peruvian culture, meaning from Peru. And I know it would be ideal to get actors from Peru or Peruvian descent, but unfortunately, if you type in Peru actor in Google, there are very, very limited choices. So, unfortunately, I have to look elsewhere. So the actors I chose are not Peruvian. I tried my best to find actors who share the appearance of how the characters looked within Emperor's New Groove. I know it's not ideal, but for today, it'll have to do. First up, we have Kuzco. As I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite Disney characters. He toes the line of being unlikable and has that great character arc. Now, it's tough to be loud and in your face and really egotistical without having the audience really despise you. Kuzco does it perfectly. He has a very specific type of feel though. He needs to be breezy without too much of concern and laid back, but he isn't afraid to get up your grill and talk in your face. He needs to be able to get out there and make his voice heard. I end up going with a lesser known actor here. It's someone who can really give something we can work with. That man is Hasan Minhaj, who is best known for his on-stage presence in Patriot Act, where he shows he has the personality and the voice for this.
It's basically the way our parents are. Ages 0 through 30, they're like, no girls, right? Then when you're 35, they're like, why can't you talk to girls? That's basically the way.
And yes, he does have acting credits and recently has made more of a turn into acting, but I think he's a really untapped potential here. He has a real bright future in this, and I think he has the perfect type of humor and voice for this.
Love the bomber. This is cool, this is chic.
Yeah.
This is late night,
Yeah.
even though you can stream it anytime, because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But then you turn it around, and then boom, I'm hit with Ed Hardy.
So Hasan Minhaj as Kuzco. Next up we have Pacha, the family man and really the eventual sidekick of Kuzco. Now he needs to be calm and understanding and simple in nature. He is really the character who is the heart of this story. Before Kuzco gets a heart, he should be someone who has a kind face without even saying a word, and he should be on that bigger side and be more opposing, but be that gentle giant. He should be aware and competent and really guide Kuzco, but be a little hesitant. I end up going with Cooper Andrews, who just nails a similar performance in Shazam.
All hands on deck. Thank you for this family. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this food, even if it's not steak fillet.
He has the right tone and really sells me on his nature and has the right feel for him. I also feel like he has this level of kindness just shining through naturally. So Cooper Andrews as Pacha. Next up we have Kronk, maybe my favorite character within the story. His level of humor and really just dumb nature just makes him stand out. He has this inherent likability to him, which is unlike any other character in this movie. That all boils down to, you guessed it, The Rock. Now the question comes up, could we actually get The Rock for a supporting role like this? And honestly, it doesn't matter, this is a Dreamcast, but still, you could go with someone like Terry Crews or even Dave Bautista, who would do a good job here, but no one really fits the bill like The Rock. His likability and his acting really leads into that humor, which makes him the perfect choice here. And honestly, he just looks so much like the character. So The Rock as Kronk. Lastly, we have Ymza, who is a fan favorite. Of course, she needs to be cruel and unnerving, although I do think her cartoonish nature needs to be taken down just a little bit. I still want someone who can do the physicality here, but translating her to live action might look a little bit different. Now with a character like Ymza, the first thought is to cast old, like really old. But I still want that spryness, so I end up going a little bit younger, which obviously can be amplified by makeup. However, I still think she needs that look, and that stare that just looks into your soul. I end up going with Michelle Gomez, who is best known for playing Missy in Doctor Who, and really nails that role. Although I've never really been the biggest fan of her storylines, her performance is amazing.
You don't have a choice. There's only one way you can stop these clouds from opening up and killing all your little pets down here. Conquer the universe, Mr. President. Show a bad girl how it's done.
I think she has the look and the face which, amplified by makeup, would perfectly reflect Ymza, as well as she has that kind of physicality that Ymza has. I think she could double down on the cynicism and really do something great here. So Michelle Gomez as Ymza. So there's the cast of a live-action Emperor's New Groove. What did you think of my choices? I will be getting to Treasure Planet and Atlantis coming up next, so look out for those. Then I will be moving on to a larger series, like I used to do previously in this channel. I will hold a poll, but let me know in the comments what you'd be interested in seeing after these. But as always, thank you so much for watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.